such nice, safe places to be, dogs, you know, paintings of dogs, your animals. Paintings of children are a little bit more difficult and fraught. Anyway, so then I hit this place. I've been making these paintings, these sort of abstract of the past, recalling the past for a long, long time. And I was reading that book, Soul of the World, and I thought, gosh, I am sort of harping on about it a bit, and it's not really helping me very much. So I need to move forward. So I started getting these little plastic animals and drawing them and sketching them, and half out of the canvas, half in the canvas, very day dark, you know. And then I started putting together these push me pull yous. These are my most recent things that I'm doing. Turns out, a lot of them that I'm doing, I put an orca and a crocodile together. And I went, okay, crocodiles are from South Africa and orcas are from here, and then it's like, and there's just the back ends and they're opposing each other, and I thought, right, well, I've still got some issues. I'm obviously going to have to go see a therapist. Got some issues about that. And this one here is a whale and a shark, and I thought this one needs to be a sculpture, because, and it needs to be a mechanical, because one tail goes that way and one tail goes that way, and they're swimming in opposition to each other and going nowhere, I think. Oh, that's depressing, hey? Anyway, so I've got a whole lot of these guys that like that, and things that couldn't really work. Could it? I don't know, you could close the circuit, maybe it could work. Glad you're here this evening, Dale. I was going to put that on that show. Don't you think?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Totally. Yeah. Anyway, and so about when I teach, very importantly, I often say painting is like a pizza. Painting is like a pizza. Because you've got the canvas, which is the base, right? The base of the pizza, the round base. And then you put the tomato sauce on. The tomato sauce, you don't just pop it in the middle and then start throwing the toppings on. What you do is you smear it all over the entire pizza, right? Right up to the very edges. So when the crust expands, it's just a little bit left with no flavoring on. So what you've got is this lovely cohesive flavor. No matter what bite you take, you're going to get a bit of flavor. Right, and then you put the cheese on, and again, you don't just throw it in the middle in a lump. You put it all over the entire base of the canvas. So, with a painting, you're putting the primer on maybe, yeah? But then I put a base color on. You can't see which one it is now because there's so many layers on. And then you put the cheese on, which is over. But the idea is there's a bit of something poking out all over the place. You put pieces of ham on and you put them all over the pizza. You put mushrooms on all over the pizza. And you do this all over. So each bite is delicious. Not the same, but delicious. And that's how a painting is. I think what you should do is have a look later to see how many layers and layers of toppings are on my pizza. And then finish it up with a varnish, which is a little bit of parsley to present it. I have nothing more to say. Would anybody like to ask me questions?
I noticed in your website.
Yes.
And I see the little one standing there, it's a bowl shape.
Oh, yes.
Now what does that mean? Does that have significance?
Yes, it does. Everything's pouring out of the bowls, you know? The bowl is, well, there's lots of symbolism behind bowls, but they're vessels, and vessels are usually contain something. So the bowl And I did a whole series, I did this exhibition in New York, I did, and it was an art drop. Do you know what an art drop is? Oh, I made a whole lot of little paintings like this-ish, and I took them with me to New York, 12 of them, or 15, and then I dropped them at various places around New York. We're getting to what fall means, don't worry. And I took photos in various places. I even got a phone call from a security guard saying, "A dangerous package, security of the country, could have been a bomb." I'm like, "Oh, no, it's just an art drop." Anyway, so
I was just wondering, so you labeled them?
I did,
yeah.
And I explained what an art drop was, and I explained that I'm Elizabeth, and I'm having an exhibition in New York, and you've just attended it. Thank you very much. And I dropped one in Strawberry Fields, and a man found it. It was lots of red in it, and he put it on a red wall in his house, and he said, "What's it called?" And it didn't have a name, so I said, "Why don't we call it Strawberry Fields?" And every now and then he emails me to say that his Strawberry Fields is still hanging on his wall, and he's really hoping that I become famous so it becomes worth lots. So anyway, that New York show that I had a lot of these in it. Gold vessel is me, and I feel like I'm a cup sometimes, and I think a lot of you will probably, you know what I mean. It's a lovely metaphor for I'm constantly being like, it's a conduit almost. Things get poured in, things get poured out, things get poured in, things get poured out. Love, food, anything. It's always flowing through one, isn't it? Information. And I feel like I'm a very, very lucky person. I live in a wonderful place. I have a wonderful family. I have wonderful friends. My cup runneth over, really. And that's what these are about, is my cup. It's running over. And also the begging bowl, if Buddhists, that's all they have. That's all they feel they need is a begging bowl. And that's sometimes not true. I don't ever feel that's what I need. Nope. Would be a lovely idea. But I do like my car and my heater and my hot water and stuff like that. But anyway, yes, no, that's what it is. My cup runneth over. And sometimes it's all pouring out of me, and sometimes it's contained. Depends on how I'm feeling at the time. And that's oxide. And that's red iron oxide. That's what those are. Thank you. Nice question. Mine is something else.
You briefly mentioned about the two cows and the swimming, that to realize it as mechanical, you said?
Mechanical.
Mechanical. Do you have plans to realize that? And if you did, I'm just thinking that it would be quite a departure from your vein of intrigue. I'm really interested in if that would manifest.
Go back to that. This is a very small little sliver on one little hair tangent that I've shown you. I've, as I said, been making art forever. And I majored in sculpture and painting and drawing and printmaking. So I've had big shows of all of those things. So I once made a cow. It was not a cow, I told you about the cow, pig. It was called Seat of Power. That was when South Africa was going through the big political change. Mandela was released from prison, and we had all these white politicians, and I realized for the first time ever that there was such a person as Mandela. Because you don't understand, we didn't know. We weren't told, so I got to university and all of a sudden all these things are happening. I'm like, I've been fed garbage all my life, and I had no idea. I was very angry at my mother. It's like, did you not know? Why did you not tell me that my maid wasn't inferior to me? What? You know? It's like what you don't know when you aren't told is incredible. Anyway, so I was really, really angry about that. So I made this sculpture. I made the interior structure of a chair, and the exterior structure I made a latex pig, and I stitched little hairs onto his big fat warts, and I put buttons in him, and he was a seat of power, and that's what